I've been hearing now for months, this is Zeke's team. It runs through Zeke. He is the most valuable player. You have got to get this deal done. This is Zeke's team. Oh, really? Then he must have the world's worst agent because he just signed a contract that's less than DeMarcus Lawrence. That will be less than half of Dak Prescott. Are the Cowboys Super Bowl favorites now? Did the Dallas Super Bowl odds change? Because I see there are 10 teams in the NFL that have the same or better odds than Dallas. This has never been Zeke's team. This is Dak Prescott's team. When did the fortunes of this franchise change? Tony Romo hurt. They were desperate. Dak stepped in and went 13-3. Let me ask you a question. If Dak Prescott had held out of camp, had refused to report, had gone down to Cabo to work out, do you think Jerry Jones would have been cracking jokes about Dak? Jerry would have been on a private jet, his, in 45 minutes a month and a half ago. Because Tony Pollard is not Zeke, but you can win a lot of games with Tony Pollard, that O-line, Dak, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, DeMarcus Lawrence, Byron Jones, that running back, linebacker duo. You do not win any games in the National Football League with Cooper Rush starting at quarterback. This is Dak Prescott's franchise. Who do you trust, Dak or Zeke? Who do you want at the microphone after a game, Dak or Zeke? Who do you know will not be in Cabo for a camp ever holding out? This is Dak Prescott's franchise. Who's going to make double what Zeke did? Who's going to take every snap? Who are you going to rely on trailing by 7 in the fourth quarter against Philadelphia? It's not Zeke, it's Dak. This is Dak Prescott's franchise. This franchise with Tony Romo was fun to watch. And then Tony Romo got hurt, and it was a luxury liner going down fast, and Dak Prescott saved the franchise, kept him on television. Okay, this is Dak's franchise. Okay, Cooper Rush backs up Dak. The NFL gives us, on an annual basis, 2 new quarterbacks that, play. The NFL, on the average year, gives us a dozen new running backs. So I know nobody wants to pay Dak, and Dak isn't this, and Zeke is that, and Zeke is valuable, and Zeke is amazing. Here's all I know, is that within the next 6 months to a year, Dak is going to make over double Zeke. DeMarcus Lawrence has already signed for more than Zeke. Amari Cooper will sign for more than Zeke. And ask yourself this, if your boss told you, you are the most important employee, Colin, at the company, and then the guy sitting next to me made over double what I made, I'd be like, how do I reconcile that whole, will be going forward, Dak Prescott's franchise? I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that. He doesn't give me a lot of wow, but there's a lot of different ways to pay quarterbacks. And you can pay him on wins. And Dak wins a lot. All right, I want to shift to this because somebody else got paid last night. He's also more important than Zeke. He's a quarterback, and his name is Jared Goff. He'll get $110 million guaranteed. That is over double the guaranteed money that Zeke will get. But let's not just talk about Jared Goff because I think he's a really, really good player. Many of you don't like him as much. I think he's top 10 in the league. I think he's a better version of Matt Ryan, and I think Matt Ryan's one of the top 8-9 quarterbacks in the NFL. But what I really appreciate is the way the LA Rams did business last night. We are in the entertainment capital of the world. There are 31 music venues in Los Angeles. Most cities have 3. There are a dozen professional sports teams. It's Noah's Ark. We got 2 everything. We got 2 soccer, 2 hockey, 2 baseball, 2 football, 2 college, 2 everything. And that just showed up when you're watching TV on the bottom of the screen. Jared Goff, new contract, $110 million. Restraint. The Cowboys have become the Kardashians. I mean, the Cowboys have become the Kardashians. Look how much I'm making. Look at me. I've got a new this, and I got a new that, and here's what I make, and here's my luxury house. And I think a lot of this is Stan Kroenke, the owner of the Rams. He's legendary. He's the second richest owner in the NFL. almost double Jerry Jones' net worth. And you don't know what he looks like, and you'll never see him. And there's legendary stories that he often shows up for dinner to meet his friend Al Michaels, and he shows up in the back of an Uber. Not like an Uber Black, the expensive one, like a little Uber car. And Stan Kroenke gets out. He's worth $9.8 billion. And that permeates the franchise. The Rams in Los Angeles, Aaron Donald, Jared Goff, Todd Gurley. We may be in the city of Kardashians, but it's very non-Kardashian. And I like the way they do business. And here's the other thing. People tend to say, Jerry is very pro-player. But let me ask you this. If you had a son or a daughter that was 22 or 23 years old, and I want you to really think about this, would you want their name out there, hoisted up there, wondering what their value is? Jerry is theatrical, but sometimes the players are the cartilage. For the last 6 to 8 weeks, we have talked about Zeke like he's more thing than human. Is he worth that? Is it worth that? Dak Prescott's not this. Dak Prescott's not that. Dak Prescott is that. He's a human being. I wouldn't want my son or daughter's value being questioned on Instagram or Twitter or social media or debate shows all day. Stan Kroenke actually loves his players. They don't become cartilage. Stan Kroenke wraps up his contracts with his players, and you discuss what now has happened, not Dak and Zeke, what will happen. I like Jerry Jones. I do. I think he's a really good owner, and he generally pays his players. But I don't like the way the Cowboys often do business. They put their players up there like piñatas for guys like me to take whacks at. Are you good? Are you not? Are you worth? Are you this? Wouldn't want that done to my kids. I don't want people questioning whether my son or my daughter are worth this or worth that. If somebody respected me and did business with my kids, I would hope they just sign a contract or not, let them go, let them stay, but don't make them cartilage. If you care about employees as much as you tell me you care about employees, then worry a little less about your brand and about selling tickets. I like the Cowboys and I like Jerry, but I like the way the Rams did business with Aaron Donald, even in a holdout. I never really heard about it. Jared Goff last night. I did what you did. How about that? I didn't even hear that thing was coming. I don't like when players become, and I know I'm a talk show guy. I have opinions, but I'd rather not talk about the value of human beings. Pay 'em. I don't like having to talk about contracts, but I got to be honest. For the last month, it's the Cowboys. You got to talk about it. Valuable players, contracts on the line. All I know is I like being surprised by new deals. I like waking up and hearing, Carson Wentz got a bunch of money, good for him. Or waking up and hearing, Jared Goff got a bunch of money, good for him. I don't begrudge any player making what they can. But sometimes I think to the detriment of the athlete, the Cowboys' brand takes center stage, the money, the value, the worth. I wish we didn't have to talk about it. I wish we talked about the games and the passes and the catches and the touchdowns, and not about the humans and what they have to be worth, are, could be, maybe, not, M. Anyway, congrats to both guys for making money. I just like the way the Rams did their business. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.